In this episode of Finno-Ugric Machining, we are going to make the stick for the indicator stand. Well, it's a very simple thing with one ball in the other end, and the other end is just rounded. The material is cold rolled steel. Well, the diameter of this material, when you choose the material, choose it so that you have a suitable drill and reamer for the diameter. You will be needing those later on. First we drill a 5 millimeter blind hole in a ball bearing ball. Well, you could anneal these, but then you had to harden them. Well, I chose to hard drill the hole. Well, let's see how this is done. First, I secure the ball in the vise. I use my curved tweezers to do this. They are very suitable for placing the ball in the correct place. With my Sharpie, I blacken the top of the ball to see the flat I'm going to mill here next. Yes, this is a drill press, and yes, you shouldn't be milling in a drill press. Well, we don't need a big estate for this one, just big enough to keep the next drill from wandering around. Here I'm using a carbide end mill, and this is rotating about 3000 RPM. This is a carbide 2.5 millimeter drill. This drill is intended for drilling holes in printed circuit boards. These are really hard, but they are also very brittle. So one has to take care not to drop them on the floor, for example, because they will break. In this case I'm feeding really carefully to get the hole done. The depth of this hole will be about 7 millimeters. The ball itself is maybe 10 millimeters in diameter. This is an ordinary 5 millimeter carbide drill. I will use it to enlarge the hole to the final diameter. That's a 5 millimeter, 7 millimeter deep hole in a hardened steel ball. Now cutting the stock to suitable length for the stick to the dial indicator stand. I'm using a 5C collet 10 millimeters to hold this material. The cold rolled steel is, well, it's accurate enough for this usage. First I check that the travel indicator is at 0 on the carriage stop. Then I will move the carriage to the desired length using the travel indicator. Now I extend the stock against the parting blade. The desired length was 250 millimeters. There is extra for the parting blade and for the retraction of the collet. Now taking care of the rounded end of this stick. I'm using a file to take care of the nibble from the parting operation. File is better, it's faster, and if you are using a normal lathe tool, it might break when taking care of this kind of thing. I am using a form tool to make the round end to the stick. Now taking care of the ball end of this stick. And again, I'm using a form tool to create a nice look for it. Now it should be 5.5 millimeters, and I measure it, and then I just peel off the rest. Now gluing the ball at the end of this stick. I use the rubber mat to prevent glue from entering my vase. The ball is attached into the drill chuck. It is aligned with the stick by a drill, a 5mm drill. The stick is now ready. It became quite good. Well, in the next episode we will be machining the tool holder itself from tool steel. Well, till then, bye!